Hey, what's up? Are you ready for Tunisian crochet? Let's do it. I'm DZ, the crochet lady, and I've got a super fun, beginner-friendly Tunisian crochet pattern just for you. Today, I'm gonna share with you how to make this super cute headband and how to do this really easy beginner stitch. The materials I used for today's project are an 8mm cabled bamboo Afghan crochet hook, 100% superwash merino wool from Hobby Lobby, a plastic yarn needle, and a couple of stitch markers to keep track of my corner stitches. This Tunisian crochet stitch pattern is great for beginners and works up with awesome symmetry. Very little, if any, blocking is needed at all. This pattern also works up flat, non-curling. With its ambiguous texture, you can use this pattern for a guy, a girl, or even baby blankets, scarves, etc. To work this beautiful stitch, you'll need to chain a multiple of 4. Let's get started. Okay, we've got our chain, and we're just gonna make our foundation row using basic Afghan stitch. So insert your hook into the second chain from your hook. Yarn over and pull up a loop, and we're gonna cast on all of our loops just like this, to the very last chain. Next, we're ready to close our row. Go ahead and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. To the beginning. All right, we're ready for row 1. We're going to Tunisian simple stitch in our first stitch, or our next stitch, I guess. And then, as for Tunisian purl stitch, we're going to have our yarn in front. Insert your hook underneath the next 2 bars, just like this. Okay, bring your yarn around, yarn over, and pull up a loop. And then you're gonna simple stitch in the second bar of this little group right here. So this is bar 1, and this is bar 2. We're going to repeat that, so with your yarn in front. Okay, and we're going to end with a Tunisian simple stitch in the last stitch and in our end loops. So I'll see you right over here. Okay, so we're down to the last unworked stitch. We're gonna simple stitch in that one, and then in our end loops. We're gonna close the row just like we did for the foundation row. So yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Back to the beginning. All right, success. Now we're ready for row 2. So with your yarn in front, as for Tunisian purl stitch, we're going to insert our hook underneath those next 2 loops there, making sure you get behind both. Yarn over and pull up your loop, and repeat the same stitch method. Last 2. Then your end loops. And we'll close the row just like we did for row 1. Repeat rows 1 and 2 for the stitch pattern, and then we'll bind off. All right, let's get ready to bind off. You're just going to bind off according to whatever row would be next for you. So, but first we're going to chain 1. And I would be repeating row 1, so I'm going to Tunisian simple stitch and work this off of my hook. And let's just follow the stitch pattern. So this part of the method will apply to either row. You're going to pull that through, and you're going to work your next stitch as normal and pull that through. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, so keep doing this until the last stitches. And I will see you in just a second. All right, so we made our single crochet in our end loops right here, and we're just going to chain 1, single crochet in the same space, and then we're going to single crochet in each set of end loops until we get to right here. Okay, so we have made all of our single crochets along the left edge, and now we're just going to chain 1, and we're going to single crochet in our next set of loops right here on the bottom edge. And then we'll single crochet in each set of loops until we get to this corner right over here. Okay, we're down to the bottom right edge here where we have our little tiny chain from our actual chain when we started our project. So from here on, we're just going to chain 1, skip over that little chain right there, and then continue with single crochet in each of your end loops. All right, we've finished all of the end loops, and we're going to single crochet in our chain 1 that we started when we first finished our last stitch of our project. Whoops. Okay. Then you're going to chain 1, and then single crochet in each set of end loops or top loops. Now we're back to the top edge. So go ahead and single crochet in all those loops, and I'll see you right over here. Okay, now that we've finished all of our single crochet on our top edge, we're just going to chain 1. Go ahead and pull your yarn through and then snip it off. Okay, now that you've made your chain 1, go ahead and thread your tail, and we're just going to do an invisible close right here. So you're going to skip over that edge stitch right there, okay? And then just bring your yarn around like that. Insert your needle back into the chain 1 and that little loop back there to keep your stitch nice and firm and even looking. Okay, now that our project is already nice and flat and it's ready to be made into a headband, so we're going to go ahead and fold our item just like this. Match up your corners with a stitch marker if you need to. Go ahead and thread your needle with a new set or with a new piece of yarn, just like this. And we're going to use this to sew our headband together. Next, take your item and fold it into thirds, just like this. Go ahead and insert your needle. Make sure that you catch all of the corresponding loops. So we've got 2 sets here. You're going to have a couple of sets in the middle right here, and then you're going to have your end loops, your end set just like that. Go ahead and pull that through, and then you're going to catch the next set. Making sure that you grab all of the loops. And go ahead and do that a couple more times until you get over to this end. All right, now that we've gone through one way, we're just going to weave our needle back the other way, just to make sure that your item is nice and secure. All right, go ahead and take your stitch markers out and let's see what happens on the other side. Okay, I've snipped off all my yarns and let's turn it over. Yay! Super awesome. And you can do this with any pattern that you want, any stitch pattern, and just follow the technique for the headband and you'll have something new and amazing. All right, you guys, I totally love hanging out with you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and we'll chit chat soon. All right, until next time, peace out.